Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nissa and today I'm building a gift shop. As you can see here, we have most of the zoo as it is right now, and it's my plan either to place the gift shop here or here. But to make sure I have enough space around for editing and not have issue with all of the other stuff around, I'm gonna build it out here and then move it in a later stage. The first thing I do is kind of just making a model of the design I want to have on the wall. Keeping in mind I have the outside of the wall closest to me and the inside furthest away. I'm making this model 4x4 so it fits completely into the grid system, and I kind of wanted it to be kind of these old wooden Danish houses. It's not a wood house. Honestly, I just put in a picture here so you can see what I mean. It's called bindingsværks in Danish, where you kind of just make a skeleton of wood and then fill in the blanks. It's not a building style we do today at all, so it wouldn't be natural to use that building style, but I kind of just want to make it inspired by that. It's not specific to me that I wanted a European or Nordic building, which I think you're gonna notice on later. And I'm not particularly staying in one specific DLC pack for this. As you can see, I already changed out the wood. I originally wanted to be the same wood as I used in the restaurant build, but it just didn't fit the size of... Yeah, well, it kind of fit at the end of the... as the standing part of the wood, but it was too big to add other places. As what you can see here, I make 4 models of these. So I have one for just a wall, one as a storefront, one as a window, and one as a door. And as you can see, I just use the plaster pieces and this wood, and that's pretty much all I'm using at this point, which I honestly think is what it should be. As you can see here, I kind of want the illusion that we build out these wooden frame first and then just fill in these gaps between the wood. I'm gonna add more details which kind of go away from that design, but I really like it. Here I just wanted a centerpiece. Originally just on the storefront and on the entrance, but I actually ended up using them everywhere in this build because I really like them, and it's not that often I get to use them. And as you can see, the piece I tried to add out here, it's not gonna stay in this Nordic theme. I think it's actually Asian pieces I ended up using. You can see here behind the deers I add an Asian piece and I add another Asian piece out here. But for me I just went with, I have this main idea I want to do and then just keep adding in until I thought it was what I wanted it to be. It wasn't my original idea, but it is a build I'm real proud of. And I really think you can say when you're proud of what you've done. So here I think it's the window I'm trying to do here, yeah, with the glass piece in there. Again, I'm not using any mods today at all. I'm just using all of the DLCs instead. I don't think I'm using all of them, but I use a healthy amount. Here you can see I kind of map out the size of the building first. I did have on paper how big I wanted it to be. So I wanted the gift shop, and then I wanted a personnel room in the end of it, because this would be a building that have a fair amount of workers, and also because of the placement I don't have any personal room in this area of the zoo, so I thought it would be kind of a reasonable thing to have. Here I just go in and alter this one a bit so we can have the doors back here also. As you can see, I made room for 4 gift shops. It's because I count the information shop as a gift shop. That's just what I do. So here I pick it out of the building and make it a building on its own so I can make it fit here. And that's why I really wanted to do when I made the building to begin with. If you notice that I made sure that the door piece and the window piece was on a right angle, so I went 3 down and 3 over. So I was sure that 45-degree angle would fit with these 2 pieces in the middle. Then I just work a bit around to kind of cover this space in between. Sorry if you can hear anything, it's just my cat. Yeah, maybe a cat don't bark, but it certainly knows how to be noisy. Well, now she goes to like lay down, so now there should be peace and quiet. Yeah, I just turned out the building and I had to pick both, all 3 buildings that I did to make sure that I had this. Yeah, I could bring it this way. Oh, here I just map out the road. I can change the road up later if I need to, depending on what else I'm gonna to have here. I kind of think like an Africa area, but I'm not sure also why I didn't want to do a theme build at all with this. But as you can see at this point, the build is nearly done. Don't worry, the video is much longer because I chose to do a lot more, but I didn't have to. Here you can see I make this 2 meters road using the Q pathing system. If you don't know how to do this, it's basically, basically you can find every single bigger YouTube speed builder have a tutorial on how to do it. I'm pretty sure both the Lady Singer, Leaf, and Rennkamel do have one, so I can link one of them below if you want to. Here I just use these workshop items. The first one I placed and the one I use most is the gift shop collection by Skylala. It's from the Steam workshop. And the next workshop item I use called Gift Shop Decor by Borkey. And both will be linked below, but honest, if you just search on gift shop stuff or something like that, it will appear. That's the only workshop items we're gonna use today, so it will be easy to find in the description below. Here, just try to work around how to do the pathing system here, and I'm keep reworking it, because I don't think it's perfect. Neither is this, for that sake. Then we add more here, and this is again from the one from Skylala over here. And the shelves here I use, they're actually not white in the background, they are a light pink, which I really love. Here, just go in and alter this one, because I wanted to use it as a shelf on its own, but then I noticed that there was an easier way to do this. As you can see here, it won't be able to just go up. So instead I just place one of these. I think it is 1 by 2 meters, this one. I'm pretty sure. But here I just add it, and be careful. As you can see, I go outside and check that it doesn't poke through the wall. And I don't want it to poke too much into the room either. So it was kind of just trying to find the right size of it. And then I copied this piece to be able to use it up here. And here I just do my little trick to make sure it's placed at the right angle. I can't, it's just my brain. I can't have pieces that's not completely line up. And I know no one would notice if I didn't check it. But it's important to me. It's stupid, but it's important. And here you can go in and see again, I just need to refit it around. Then here I look at what it called, this, where you can hang stuff on. I don't know what it's called in English. But I just wanted somewhere I could hang the clothes. And also this allows me to have things that you can see, but doesn't cover too much of the window, which I would really like this way. I will say this build isn't gonna have any changing rooms or anything like that. I actually don't think I have seen any Planet Zoo builders doing a changing room, but I know some zoos have them in their gift shop, so you can try on the t-shirt and maybe some other merch they have. Most clothing merch is really basic, I will say, so you wouldn't have to try it on necessarily, or you could try it on above what you're wearing, so you don't need it, but it is nice to have the opportunity to try it if you want to. Maybe if you don't buy a lot of stuff, then you don't know your size at all. I forget sometimes too if it's a long time since I've been shopping. So here you can see I just add some white t-shirts, and then I go back here and change the color of it. And I just do that a lot because I think, I know most zoos would have like maybe their logo color t-shirt and then a black and a white and maybe a brown or a gray, but this zoo are detail oriented, so we have all of the rainbow's color. So we go in here with the purple after the pink, and then we take a blue, I think, and then green, yellow, orange, red, and then black. Also brown, I think also I added a brown, even though it's not in the rainbow, but I want there to be something for everyone. I do know, I think it's Rudi that made I'm not sure, but I think it's Rudi that made a gift shop item mod. And I would like to have it at some point, but yet I just haven't found the energy to sit down and really work out how it works. I do know some people have made skins that you can adjust that, which would be fine, but yeah, when I download it, I really need to be able to just sit down and work with it and have the intention it takes to just learn stuff, because at this point I'm just too tired most of the time. It sounds like just I'm bitching about my hard life, but I have kind of every single mental issue you can think of at this point. Not to get sympathy, but my head is filled with a lot of shit, and that makes me unable to concentrate at times. I also had to split this build up in 4 times. I built, what's it called? Yeah, I built on it, took a break, built on it, took a break, waited for the next day, built on it, and then took a break, and then made it done. And then I waited like 3 or 4 hours before even starting editing this, and I'm pretty sure I need another break before I'm done. Not because I don't want to, because I really like this YouTube thing, and I really enjoy it. Also, especially the building part. The building part is especially really good when I have a lot of my what's it called, on my mind. So it really helps me like get other things inside my head, but it's also, I also need breaks from it at times. I will say though, it's not like I'm not playing. I just saw today I'm nearly at 1,000 hours playtime, and I think it's the 12th. I had the game for 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. So I've been playing a lot, but again, I have been unable to go to work in this entire time, so it just made sense for me, I guess, to have a lot of hours in here. But I'm also doing other stuff, like playing other games. Yeah, that's how sad my life is at this point. Sorry, wrong word. I just need to give myself the peace to get better, healthier mentally, and this game have actually helped me a lot in that regard, so I'm really thankful for that. But getting back to the build here, as you can see here, I just go into the shelves here and pick out what I want. I have kind of an issue with this piece, because for me it's look like a water bottle, but it's actually a lamp. So if you go in here in the night, then it will light up, which kind of would be cool for a water bottle, but I wouldn't pay the price for a light water bottle. Well, basically I wouldn't use money of most of the stuff in a gift shop. I always need to visit the gift shop, but it's just because I need another stuffed animal. I have 5 teddies in my bed. One of them are probably the same size as me, if I sit down, that is. So my bed is full. No place for anyone to date. Yeah. I don't know why I told you that, but we gotta keep it in here. I don't want to re-record. But then after I took all I wanted from the workshop items, then I just go into the stuff part of the build construction section here, and just like, what would I see in a gift shop, or what would I... Some of the things are also just what I would want to see in a gift shop. Sometimes a gift shop can also just be a place that's fun to show a place where it's fun to see different kind of stuff. Yeah, you can see here I work with the roof, and this doesn't work. So I go back and just delete it all again, and then I make my custom roof. And I will say, if you don't want to make a custom roof, don't use the size of a building. Oh no, the shape of building. Because I think maybe someone could make it work with the roofs in the game. I don't know why we don't have roofs with the 45 degrees angle. Or a real proper round roof. Feel like we have either many of. But you will probably need to make a custom roof with a shape like this, and it's just not easy to do. It isn't. No, that's the wrong word. It is easy to do, but you will put in a lot of time with it. It is one of those things where if you don't want to put in the time, then take an easier approach to it. I also change it up a lot. Here you can see I just put on these logs. It's the same Arctic pieces than I use down on the building itself. And I think they're kind of the best pieces of wood in the game. I would like, it didn't need to be flexi-color for my sakes, but I would like there to be a, what do we call it? I would like if they had like 3 or 4 different kind of woods. If that makes sense, like they could make a dark piece of wood, a more red piece of wood, and a light piece of wood in these. Also because these are not climbable. I'm pretty sure it's these ones, which means you can use them as pillars in a monkey habitat, and it doesn't matter at all. And here you can really see I go in and really try to make it work, to make it fit perfectly. And honestly, I should just have known I can't make this fit perfectly. Alone for the reason that... yeah, and this is gonna sound kind of weird, but we can't cut the roof. We are unable to cut the roof, the wood. Which we would need to make this fit. You can see in every single angle you would be able to cut an angle off and it would just fit. You can't do that here, which again, they didn't need you to be able to cut every single thing, but it would be nice to be able to cut like 45 degrees angle, maybe 15 and 32. Just to stay with the system they already have in the game, where you can lock the angles to these 15, 30 and 45 degrees. Yeah, you can see I changed the front of the building roof-wise to make sure that it actually will fit with these side pieces down here. And then here you can see, because I added these extra pieces of wood, then I'm able to cover those ugly mistakes in there. Which isn't mistakes, because you're not able to do it better in the game, but they cover it up this way. But I do really like what I end up with here. Then I just do the lazy thing and copy this over to the other side, which theoretically should be the same, but probably aren't. You can see it doesn't exactly fit, so I go back in and try to change this piece. I try to add it from over there, but the angle is just not right. And sometimes you can misshape a piece that much, or misangle it that much, that it's just easier to delete it and try with a new piece. Luckily here it helped, but I couldn't be sure of it. Then I tried to do this to just get a right angle from the ground, because I wanted this kind of higher piece to be up here. Like you can see kind of see the end of the roof and then nothing on the other side, which for me make the building seem a little bit smaller if you see it from down from the ground. Maybe it's just a me thing, I can't promise anything about that. And then I just do this. And then here I just want it to go a bit too long out here, because I kind of chose to do this. And of course I could have used a plaster piece and kept it with the bottom of the building theme, but I think for me it made just more made more sense to do it this way. And I do think it looks good for the far. I could also just have made the same roof here in the end as I did everywhere else, but I'm just not that easy. So here I make these because the roof would again need something to lie on, so we would add these. And by watching this now, I would probably need to add a few the other way beneath this, because it would be a lot of weight, especially when the snow comes on these very, very long beams. I just didn't think that long, which I think most of us don't when we build. I'm trying to be more realistic in my builds, but let's face it, it's just easier not to think about what we're doing when we build. So here, as you can see, I can go in and refit everything so it stays within the beams here. And then I just swip this out for a smaller one so it can again be there. Then I take this one and just double it up so I make it higher to get that curve out there. And then of course I need this. Again, I don't know why I do it after the roof, because I knew how I wanted to do the roof, or how high I wanted the roof. So I could have done it, but I just didn't think that long, and I don't know why. My brain just doesn't always work that way. So here I add a plaster piece because none of these pieces are gridded. So to be able to move on the grid, I use the plaster piece. So here I just remove anything that can be there. Then I try to move this, doesn't work. So instead I use this, and it's not perfect, let's be honest. It would be better to take, if I could use the piece that was already there and just cut it in half, but again we don't have a cut tool. And then I basically go in here and try to do the same. It just didn't work the same way, but yeah, as you can see here, we're just doing the same with the plaster piece, moving everything up. But in that such a small place here, it is difficult to see whether or not you placed it correctly before you're able to zoom out. Add these up, and And I actually needed to go in and ask my father for help because I didn't know. I could just see the roof was wrong here, so I wanted to add these ones. But would they be longer or further from the roof? And then I just noticed that maybe this should be a bit longer. But then we touched these ones, so I go out here and try to pick all of them, which I can't, so I go into those which are in another build and move them over to the other building, so it's all on the same grid. Even though they're not grid pieces, you need them on the same grid to be able to move them the same height, and it would be easier to move them all together than to go back and try to hit the same place everywhere. Yeah, I tried to pick all of the roof because I kind of want to make it a bit, move it up a bit to make more room for the end piece I just did, which it's just too difficult, so I am end up not doing it. If I think it Leaf who said at one point that you can make it easier for yourself by always putting the roof on another building. It's just map out the size and then make it a building on its own, which that's right, it would have become easier here by doing that. But why should things be easy? I needed some hours to kill. So this is just how I did it. But again, if you're smarter than me, then make it as a build on its own. Oh yeah, I just wanted a piece there and piece there also, because I just think it looked wrong that you have the front pieces that's close together and the next is far apart, and on the sides there's just none. It's just looked wrong to me. So this is just to stay within the theme. I will say, if I had made a completely like this old Danish bindingsværkshus, as I said I took the inspiration from, then this would be a stråtag. That would be like a, from corn, these long straws you use, which isn't exactly hay, because hay is shorter, where these strands are real long and flexible. And not that dry as straw, so I don't know what to call it. But we rarely make any houses with them yet, because it's really expensive to find someone who's actually able to keep the upkeep. What's it called? It needs, I think it's every single year you need to go up and fix it, because every time something hit the roof, then it breaks a bit, and every time the snows come and the water comes, it changes the roof. So the best thing would be every single year to get someone in to look at it professionally, and so few people can do it today, so it's extremely expensive. And also, if you need insurance on your house, and it's so expensive to get that insurance, because they know if there's a fire in the house, the roof will burn. Definitely, you can't stop a stråtag. This is again strand roof. You can't stop it when the flames got the roof. It's all burns up, and again, it's expensive. So the insurance companies don't like you having it. So here I just go and nag in and just pull out everything that kind of looks like it belongs in a gift shop. And then you would think we were almost there, but then I get this idea about these stone pieces out here would look cool. I feel like a lot of gift shops have these small animal models that you can get. I was just like, yeah, but what if we sold these pieces in this site? Which probably would mean you would need a parking space nearby, but I just like the idea of selling these pieces. Maybe, as you can see, I only had one of each, so you can buy it here, and then when you go home you can drive around back where you can pick it up, like a loading dock of some kind, so they could help you get these pieces out. And probably also something where you could order them from home, so you can see them here, then go home, figure out if you wanted them, because these pieces you would need an idea of what to do with them before placing them. So I just kind of thought it was an amazing idea to have these pieces on sale. And you know, I would love one of these, maybe the lion or the wolf. The jaguar could also be cool to have. Maybe the tiny elephant. I don't know, but I needed that small elephant in my life somehow. But try to picture that you have a giant hall when you have people over. This hall where people get into before they go into the living rooms or something like that. And then there's just this alligator or this gorilla or something like that standing there greeting your friends. That would be awesome. Then I just do a bit of gardening here, and I really mean it when I say a bit, because I just wanted to, of course the bushes here at the front I want to be nice kept, but the bushes in the back I want to again keep up with this, that we planted them and then they just grow. It wouldn't be the place where you would have a gardener every single day stop by and fixing the bushes. They would just be allowed to grow free, and sometimes, not all the time, but I like when plants are allowed to grow as they think they want to. Also because if we didn't have that, then we would never have these whole trees in the forest or something like that, because it isn't supposed to look that way, but it just does, and I think it's amazing. But either way, guys, we are at the end of this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy this cinematic, and I will be back in a minute or two. So guys, I really hope you liked it. And by now you probably know the drill. Like, subscribe and turn on the bell of notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye!
You